Welcome to another episode of the A-List Movie Club. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Truth. And with me, as always, are Dominic and John. How's it going tonight, guys?
Good.
Good.
All right. And of course, this is the show where each week one of us picks a different movie for the others to check out. And this time it was John's turn. John, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what you picked?
I'm a fan of James Cameron, the director. He's always known for like Avatar, Titanic, and Terminator. So I picked one of his sort of like forgotten ones that no one ever talks about. I picked The Abyss.
Awesome.
So the synopsis is a civilian diving team is enlisted to search for a lost nuclear submarine and faces danger while encountering an alien aquatic species. And this film is from 1989, by the way.
Wow.
Well, I believe there's a reason that this movie is forgotten and not talked about. And it looks like it was like a giant alien feces to me. Where do I begin? Well, for back in the time, I'm sure the effects were very good. You know, back in whatever the hell year it came out, doesn't really matter. Oh my God, it was slow. It was slow, and the writing, the dialogue was so hokey. Oh, I'm a cast bitch. You know, I mean, come on, who fucking says that? I love Ed Harris. Ed Harris is up there for my actors. Okay. But I'll tell you what, if I saw him in the street tomorrow, I'd punch him in the head for doing this. I really, I don't know. I just think he has so many good movies, and I just don't think this was a very good one. I got distracted often. And when he slapped, when the cast iron bitch drowned, and he slapped her alive again, the defibrillators wouldn't work, but he slapped her across the face, and she started breathing again. I mean, come the fuck on, you know.
Dominic certainly made it an entertaining watch.
Yeah, so that's all I got.
Yeah, it doesn't rank up there with his better movies, and I probably could have been trimmed a little bit. It's a tad long.
Yeah, we watched the theatrical version. I can't imagine the extended one.
I was going to text you and ask you which version you watched.
Not the extended.
I picked the original. Yeah. Yeah, they probably could have trimmed it a little bit, and yeah, it is a slow build. Like it takes a while to get going. Special effects were fine for what they are for 1989.
Oh,
we talked about Wes. It's a pretty anonymous cast except for Ed Harris, I think.
Yeah.
Well, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, she was
from the Godfather, and Michael
Scarface.
Terminator. Scarface, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I even forget what I was going to say. I guess so. All this. Go ahead, Wes. All this going off and on, man.
Yeah, maybe you'll think of more after I go. Yeah, on the internet, like it's sort of widely considered to be one of James Cameron's best films by a lot of critics. This is probably, out of the ones I've seen, this is probably my least favorite, actually. It reminded me of an underwater alien Close Encounters type movie. but kind of like it was weird, like that the aliens weren't in it very much, and they would come and go. Like, like all of a sudden the story would be like, oh, let's bring these aliens in, and then you don't hear about them for 45 minutes, and then oh, there they are in the last 5 minutes of the movie. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot this was a thing. So I thought that was weird that they're not really, they're in but they're not, and for their, like we said, for the time, I think the special effects looked okay. A few of the scenes may not have aged the best, but they were still all right. For me, it was a lot of monotony, like going back into the water. Now we're back in the sub. Now we're going back into the water again. Now we're back in the sub for 45 minutes. Now we're going back in the water. It was sort of like, okay. The estranged wife and husband partnership, I thought was kind of cheesy. But I thought the worst about it was the script that Cameron, me and Dominic are going, who wrote this? And I have a feeling I know what it's gonna say when I look it up. Sure enough, James Cameron. But like we were laughing at like when he thought the wife died with like the Darth Vader, no. And the guy with the rat that we thought was doing a Vinnie Barbarito impersonation. I don't know. Just sometimes the acting felt like they recorded the table read. Like it was just like, so yes, this is what we're doing. Okay, let's do it. It's like that kind of thing. Let's see what else. I think that was pretty much
the best actor. The best actor in this film was the rat. And I've got one other thing.
We laughed about the ending, me and Dominic. Is that what you were gonna say?
Yeah. Go ahead.
How it just sort of like the alien ship or whatever it's supposed to be just comes up and Ed Harris comes out and then it just cuts. It's like, let's not worry about these aliens. or underwater creatures or whatever they're supposed to be that just came to land. Let's not go and dive deep into what happens with them or anything. But I don't know. Do you have more, Dominic?
No.
Do you think of anything more, John?
You spend too much time on this movie as is, but
I give it credit in that it's not your typical us fighting the aliens kind of a movie.
Right. Yeah.
You know, the aliens aren't the villains in this movie. But there really is no like how they get here, why are they here?
Yeah.
There's nothing about them.
No answers, no who are they, what are they, why are they?
Why are they helping? Like why are they being nice or whatever? Like
Yeah.
How does she of all people sort of understand them, but no one else knows?
Yeah.
Why 2 hours ago was he calling her a bitch and not wanting her on his boat or whatever? And then all of a sudden when she dies, he's like, oh my God.
I love you.
A little bit of that made me wonder if he got some of this stuff from Titanic, or like that inspired a little bit of Titanic, like them in the water, like saying one was going to survive and the other one wasn't and stuff. And also like, just like the crew, like reminded me a little of like the crew that was like finding the Titanic in the movie. Like, I'm like, I could sort of see where he was inspired to do some of that stuff for that then.
Speaking of the crew, like we don't know shit about them.
Right.
If you're not Ed Harris or Mary Elizabeth, like who, like some of those people were like, who was that guy? What's his name again?
Yeah, I didn't even catch half their names.
Yeah. And the ones that were with the villain, the guy that was going nuts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Michael Bain or
army guys or whatever that had.
Oh
they
yeah,
kind of looked the same. Yeah, it was just really anonymous people and no character development and nothing. Yeah.
The one guy sounded like Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, it was just
the other looked like Sean William Scott for some reason.
And so we're focused on him and her repairing their marriage. Then it's this guy who's losing his mind. And then, oh yeah, there's aliens. It's a little all over the place, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might
You
have
guys-
needed like to be edited again, or at least reeled in a little bit. Like, all right, let's try to tell a story here, and not go this way, that way, and that way.
Yeah. Then you won't need 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Did you guys get the part where like that giant bubble of whatever the alien is, and then its face looked like her face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terminator 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what I said. Oh, that's where you got that from.
I thought that, but I forgot about it. So thanks for bringing that up.
You picked that idea, and that became the Liquid Terminator. Like, yeah,
All right.
it's something.
Trivia time.
Let's see here. So the part where they put the rat in the cage and filled him full of water, and then remember they see he's fine. You're born with water in your lungs. That was real. There was actual doctors off screen keeping an eye on it.
Wow.
The mouse was fine. They only cut away because during the convulsions over the mouse pooped, and it didn't look good on camera, so they cut away, cleaned it up, and then cut back to the mouse.
Wow, PETA would have a field day with that one today.
How about a scene where there's a woman with her shirt ripped open and her breasts hanging out, surrounded by like 10 men?
I noticed that. I thought, is this PG-13? Why does James Cameron get away with naked boobs in PG-13 movies?
Yeah. There was a scene where Ed Harris nearly drowned, and James Cameron didn't yell "cut." So when he finally stopped it, he got back on land, or whatever you want to call it. He punched James Cameron in the face.
God.
Very few scenes involve stunt people. Like, those are the actual actors.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
When Ed Harris is dragging Mary Elizabeth back, that's actually them too.
Okay.
When it's flooding, they're all running and closing doors. Those are all the actors, not stunt people.
That makes it a little bit better.
No, it doesn't.
He cut that corner, but he didn't cut any other corners. All right.
Yeah.
Ed Harris has refused to speak about this film publicly.
Wow.
Saying, "I'm never talking about The Abyss, and I never will." And Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio said, "The Abyss was a lot of things. Fun to make was not one of them."
Wow.
James Cameron was determined to film the scenes underwater, actually underwater, not in a giant tank or a studio, actually in the ocean. One of the actors hated him. Jeez, the actors on set called the film "Son of Abyss," "The Abuse," and "Life's Abyss, and Then You Die."
Wow.
Wow. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, she's a shorter damn name.
I know.
She suffered a physical and mental breakdown because she was pushed so hard on the set. After filming, Ed Harris had a breakdown too and started crying for no reason.
Jesus.
So James Cameron, yeah, jeez. James Cameron says this is the worst film production he's ever been a part of. Apparently, he's not alone with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff, but that's bad. There's like 200 things. I don't want to bore us all.
Too late.
Yeah.
All right, let's rate
Like my ex-wife.
Let's rate this pig.
All right, let's do this.
I give it a 1, a 2, a 3, a 3.
Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a 5. It's like okay. There's parts that I like. Some parts you can see like had it been done better, would have been better. It's about a 5. I mean, I wasn't bored watching it. It's just not something I'm gonna watch again and again.
And I'll go right in the middle with a 4. So take that for what it's worth. But also on YouTube, it's funny because I was going through other people's reviews of The Abyss, and they're like, I say this is James Cameron's masterpiece. Not the Terminator movies, not Avatar, not Titanic. And I'm like, what are you smoking, dude?
And no one ever talks about it, so
yeah, that's true.
it's forgotten.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is The Abyss. You still have HBO Max, right, John?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So the next pick will be mine. And this is a film that I know 2 of us haven't seen. I don't think John's seen it. It's from another famous director we all like, and that is Christopher Nolan. His latest film, Tenet.
Cool.
Nice. No, I have not seen that one.
No, so all 3 of us haven't seen this, so
Uh-huh.
none of us know what to expect. It's Christopher Nolan, for God's sake.
True. I'm still not sure what Inception was about. I saw that like 5
Maybe
years
there'll
ago.
be some answers in this one. But also another Robert Pattinson movie. At this rate, we'll have his whole filmography done in a year.
He's watching like 3 or 4 times.
Wesley, I think you want to have a threesome with Robert Pattinson and Ryan Gosling.
Oh my God. All right.
You want an Oreo sandwich and you want to be the cream filling.
Oh my God.
Uh,
All right. So we'll be back with our thoughts on Tenet. But until then, John, you want to talk a little bit about the podcast?
yeah, We Like Wrestling Podcast. It's a weekly podcast. That was my phone ringing.
Yeah.
My agent, my podcast is really taking off. Anyway,
That was Jared. Make sure you say this.
that was Vince McMahon. I gotta go. We Like Wrestling Podcast, a weekly podcast. Guys sitting around talking about any and everything wrestling related. We're on Spotify, iTunes. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We Like Wrestling Podcast.
All right.
John, do you focus on some of the other ones besides the WWE or just the WWE?
Yeah, anything wrestling.
Okay.
We do AEW, WWE, whatever.
Okay.
All right. And of course, for me, you can subscribe right here on YouTube, youtube.com/westside515. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/WestTrueBaylist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter, the Instagram, and Letterboxd, because now that's the cool thing to do. But until next time, Troop out.